Now, look over the mess. I'm still trying to get her done. I put this little shelf together. I got down here, and you'll notice I got 3 pieces of wood here. Well, I went out there, I cut a 2x4 that I'd been saving for a long time wrong. I cut it too short. And then I had one of these, and I cut it too short again. And then I cut it too long. It was 1 inch long. And then I put 3 of these boards here together. And I tried to use the square side out to make this look like something. But you see how that thickness is? And that thickness down here is different. But this piece of sheeting, I cut it the same length, and I tried to use the square side out. I'm going to put a piece of trim over this to hide. I put this little light in here. I got this little fabric cobble set up. I'm going to trim that edge off. I just got that up there because when you put a pot or a pan up there, sometimes the water will drip down. So I'm going to trim this off, staple, make it clean it up. And then I've installed a little light under here. I put a piece of trim on it. I painted all this. I used this headboard here. Now look over my mess now. I'm still, I gotta live in it as I clean and work on it. But I put all this trim on here. It goes all the way around. Now it's fabric cobbled. This keeps from the pillows getting wet. You can see now. I say fabric cobble. It's thick and thin, and it's stapled, and that's the long and the short of it. I put my little battery station here. I got my receptacle close to where I can get in there. I put the trim all the way down, but I put this old toolbox in here to keep it out of the weather. And then right here, that's a dang mess. I can cover this gap up with a piece of sheeting. Just come here from the square end and then go all the way down, or maybe split the difference, because it would really look good with a whole piece of sheeting or something thin all the way up. But it's fabric cobble. I'll probably just make it look decent by trim here to the bottom. I got the sheeting to do that, and then I got enough room under here for 2 totes, so I can kind of put the nice pants and the other pants different ways. And then I even put a light on the pooper, so you got a night light in the night time, so you can hit the hole just right. And with this all lit up, it don't look too bad. Now of course this is going to have 3 or 4 shelves in it, so I'll be able to put my bread here, and then I got all this other stuff right here that needs to be put up. But you can see that's just so you can, if you drop something in the floor and you turn the lights off. And then I had to re-glue these lights because they're cheap. I mean, they're Amazon special. I got 12 of them. And then I even got one for when I get out of bed, which the little camera does good. But, when you need that extra, you know what I mean? It's nice. But I wanted to bring you over here and show you the latest donation. A friend, his father-in-law had passed away, and I knew him. And check this out. This thing has never been used. That's the day he bought it. 1/3 of 92. 21 years old, I think. Something like that. But it is brand spanking new. We turned it on. It does work. But to give something like that is pretty cool. I take in donations, stuff like that, just people don't want it. I mean, something like that. I mean, you can look at it here. It's a little, it's got this little pan under here. You pull this off. And I think I actually tore the paper. It was actually in mint condition. They didn't have no, nothing else with it. But you pull this little bar out here, and you pull this out, and it's got one of them little old thin little catch pans in it. It's neat as crap. But that's the situation for now. Oh, and I had to staple the floor back down some more. It was creaking, and the floor is a little janky, but I gotta build some shelves. I got the sheeting to do the shelves. I just don't have another 2x4. And then I'm gonna put a piece of trim here and block off this back plate. This is not gonna be painted, but I got some of that black trim left over. It took me a couple of days to let it dry. It's an outdoor thing. But I even put this little piece from the old bed in here. And I almost forgot. I made these. Just something. I had to cut it down. It's only 12 inches. So I cut a tote down and then made this wood frame. Now I got another one in there. It looks good on one side, but the other side, it is a mess. I mean, just socks and underwear. It slides in real good and easy. But once I get 2 totes under here that are full size, I took and slid that under there, then put the top that I cut off on top of it to make sure to work. And then I've been spray foaming everything and just everything. Oh, and I almost forgot too that I had to move that receptacle to the end. It was on the inside, then I put it to the outside of that and then moved it to where we could use it for the fridge. And update on the little heater. Now the battery won't last more than a day, but I'm telling you right now, with all this extra insulation, I put a whole bag of insulation to the inside of this bed from about there over. I just put just a whole roll and just packed it full and put it on the wall. It ain't sweating. It's doing real good. I'm real happy with everything. But the little heater, I'm telling you right now, it does real good. Anywhere from 1 to 2 days if it gets real cold, but all the extra stuff that I've done now, I don't have to do it. Now, pay no mind to this mess, folks. I mean, I'm pretty clean, but, you know, I've got a little bit of a mess still to clean up, but I wanted to keep everybody interested and updated. But I did all I can do. I still got to trim this off. I'm going to staple it down, trim it, put a piece of trim here, and here's what I was talking about. This side over here is thicker than this side. This is all just pallet wood. This is leftover stuff people gave me. And then I put these pieces of sheeting in here with the square side out so it looked decent. Now you could paint it black and white like the rest of it, make it match. And then, you know, I got to put a piece over that to just kind of cover it. It drives me crazy looking at it. Just saying. But that's today's fabric cobble. You know, people helped me out. And then I had a little bit of stuff that I took in to scrap it. So, just able to get some lights and whatnot. And it needs a way to vent and everything. But that's just what I got going on. I use my big light to shower and stuff. But there it is. It's getting cleaner. Get 2 totes, couple pieces of trim. Need 1 2x4. If I find me 1 little 2x4, I can make that fit all the way up and down. Put about 4 shelves. I think I got enough wood. I just need to get a 2x4. And that's all I'm doing. It's a mess. So, but that's it for the year. I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to do the trim and a piece of something to cover that. And then I'm hoping I can get something to, like a 2x4. Need to trim this up. Probably take the grinder, all this, slick that off. Just kind of clean it up because the wood don't match. Other than that, I'm happy.